You can find some of the best wreath forms at Dollar Tree at the best prices, but which ones are the best ones to craft with? I'm going to share that with you in today's new video. Hi everyone, I want to say welcome. My name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com, and I also want to thank Surebonder for kindly sponsoring today's video. So which wreaths are my favorite to craft with? These guys right here, and I want to show you a fun craft and wreath you can make with them. I love these wreaths so much. There are so many incredible projects and ideas and hacks you can do to these. So many so that I made a complete video just on these wreaths. So this would be a great one to click over and watch after you're done watching this video. I'll link it at the end. Let me give you a really cute wreath idea for this project though. Styrofoam in general can just be pricey, but hit Dollar Tree, you're gonna find great prices, obviously only $1.25 for each one of these wreaths. We are gonna be using some fabric for this project. I am using my Easy Press, like twice the size of a regular iron, to just iron out my fabric here. These are 3 different fat quarters. Speeding this up so you can see the 3 different fabrics that I chose, a polka dot, a plain white, and then kind of a fun watercolor rainbow effect fabric. I'm going to take 2 of those fabrics and lay them directly on top of each other, in this case the white and the black with the white polka dots, adding it onto my cutting mat and taking a rotary tool to cut off one end to get a nice flat, even end to start with. Now let's cut this fabric into strips. We're gonna move our ruler down about 1.5 inches and run our rotary tool along the plastic ruler to give us nice long strips that are even of each one of those fabrics. Now I did about 6 or 7 strips total, which ended up working out perfectly for this smaller sized wreath. Now I want to share with you my absolute, and I'm not kidding you, favorite crafting invention ever. It is Surebonder's fabric hot glue. It comes in 2 different colors, white and black. This stuff is amazing. This has changed my crafting life. Not kidding you, you guys. I am not a sewer. I don't enjoy it. Now I have the ability to get a sewn seamed end without even getting out my sewing machine. I also love this Surebonder hot glue gun. I have this glue gun specifically set up for my fabric hot glue, so I can just grab this out anytime I am crafting with fabric and it's ready to go. I love this glue gun. It is wireless, cordless. It has a light on the back so it tells you if it's off or on. It has an on and off switch. So nice, so handy. I'm gonna link all of this down in the description box below, so check it out. I wanted to also give you a little demonstration here of how this fabric glue works. I have 2 pieces of scrap fabric here. You literally just apply the glue like you do regular hot glue. Put your seams together, put your fabric together. It does not seep through the fabrics. You just push it down, squish it together, and once it cools, it remains flexible. It is also machine washable in cold water. Hang this to dry. Love that feature. It's also super strong and durable. So again, check the description box below. I'll have this linked for you there. Love it so much. We're going to be using it for this wreath project. Since we're going to be using fabric, it's also really hard to get hot glue to stick to styrofoam because a lot of times it just melts it. So when you use this glue with the fabric, you aren't going to get that kind of pitted look with your styrofoam underneath. You're going to get a nice clean look. So here, all I'm doing is taking those strips. We're going to alternate them from the black to the white, using the fabric glue on the fabrics so that we can make sure this is nice and wrapped tight and it's not going to come off at all, which is so handy with that fabric glue. Just wrapping it around and then cutting it off with my scissors. We're going to work our way all the way around this wreath. Again, like I said, just alternating colors. You guys get creative with this though. Use your favorite colors, use your leftover fabric scraps. This is a great, easy, quick project, and look how cute it turns out once you get it completely wrapped. Now we're gonna make some fabric flowers. We're gonna take some fabric. I'm using my really cute sort of watercolor rainbow fabric here and freehanding some flowers with my scissors. Just really, it's just like a wavy cut all the way around, sort of in a circle shape, but you get that wavy edge. You get some really organic shaped flowers by doing this. I did several in just different random sizes so I could kind of layer them onto my wreath when we get to that next step. Here's a look at all those flowers all cut out. When you double up the fabric like I did, you'll get 2 at a time, so it takes no time at all to get a ton of flowers cut out quick and easy. Now it's time to use our Surebonder fabric glue to now attach those flowers onto our wreath. Just put a little dot of glue on the wreath itself and then tapped the flowers into the glue on top, and as you can see, it doesn't seep through at all. And it also came in handy whenever it was time to embellish with some of these buttons. These are also from Dollar Tree too. I've just kind of been collecting some different colors. I love the kind of rainbow effect of this, and then just randomly putting the different colored buttons in the center of the flowers. Very whimsical, very crafty looking. Love this so much. Perfect for spring and summertime, or if you just need a little pop of color in your craft space, front door, entryway, wherever you need that little splash of happiness. So again, how stinking cute is that? Love that. And as I said before, I love these wreaths. I have that video. I will link at the end. Check it out if you want to see more foam wreath hacks. There's lots of cute ideas in that video. Now onto these really cool 3D wire wreath forms the Dollar Tree carries. Very unique. I was excited to grab this when I saw it so we could create a really beautiful sort of garden orb using some fairy lights. Now I also wanted to show you how to put this wreath together because it's a little bit tricky. Luckily, it does come with directions on the packaging, but it was still a little bit like, how in the world is this going to work? So I want to show you up close how this goes together. You're gonna get 2 of these sort of metal discs, one's for the top, one's for the bottom. To start, we are going to put this underneath inside our wreath. Pick one of those forms, the wire forms, and then coil that metal around one side. Do it to the opposite side, straight across from it, and then pick your next wire circle and do the same thing, working your way all the way around. You're just basically bending the metal over the wire so that it will stay in that orb shape. Here is what it looks like when you see everything put together, top and bottom. It will stay nicely for you. Now I mentioned those fairy lights. I do have a video coming up, I'm so excited, for fall that is going to feature all kinds of different fairy light hacks. So make sure to subscribe, come back so you don't miss that. But this one is going to be for all year long. We're going to take some of those fairy lights, we're going to wrap it around each one of those wire circles, and it's just a little bit tricky as you have a long piece of wire to wrap around, but the more you do it, the less wire you're going to have to kind of fight with. So you just kind of go around wrapping each wire individually in a circle pattern. It did go around 3 and didn't make it all the way to the 4th, but that's okay because by the time we get this outside and it's dark outside, you're really not going to notice anyway. Or you could throw another one of these Dollar Tree fairy lights around it if you wanted every single one of those to have lights on it. Totally up to you. So once we get to the end, it's going to look like this. Now you can take it outside and you can add it to your outdoor decor, your outdoor landscaping. I put this first on our little coffee table outside. Just adds a bit of some glow and ambiance to the space if you're going to be having, you know, a chit chat outside, hanging out with some iced tea or something. Or you can also hang these from your tree. These would be so pretty if you put several of these in your tree. What a pretty look at nighttime, and think maybe beautiful for Christmas time too. I'm sure we all think the traditional round wreath with flowers on it for our front door, but let's think outside the box a little bit for a minute. These cute signs you can find at Dollar Tree. We're going to take this apart, take the jute hanger off. We're going to hang it to the side and make a little sign for our front door instead. We're going to take some of the spackling. You can find this at Dollar Tree too. You just kind of take some on your finger, put it in those holes on this sign. Luckily, where the dots were on this, or the holes were on this, it was painted white, so it just kind of blended in by itself. I just stuck it in there, let it dry, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now grab out your painter's tape. We are going to tape this right down the center. So this kind of came in handy. It has little points. That gave me a straight line, just lining the painter's tape right down the center there, pushing that on, folding it to the back side. And then we're gonna come in with some white chalk paint and give this 2 coats on just one side of that painter's tape. You get creative here. You paint whatever color you would like to though, whatever color gives you joy. Once that paint has time to dry, it is time to remove that painter's tape. And I feel like this is so incredibly satisfying, just slowly removing the tape to have that beautiful clean line right down the center there. We can toss the tape, and then I did go ahead and cut out a black matte vinyl decal to put on the front of this. If you do not have a vinyl machine, grab out your Sharpie marker or paint pen and create your own design or saying that you can put on the top half of your front door sign where you painted. Now we're going to add a bow. I feel like every good wreath has a bow. So we have a pipe cleaner, some Dollar Tree greenery, and also some Dollar Tree burlap ribbon. I love this ribbon because it has wire in the edges, so it makes our loops nice and fluffy when we're done with our bow. And it is so easy to make a bow, you guys. Don't be scared of it. We're literally just going to make loops, one on each side, clamping them together with our fingers in the center, making sure our loops are the same size on both sides. That's going to give us a nice even bow in the end. And then another important tip here is to make sure we crease the center. So I always push mine down in the center and pull the edges back. That gives me 2 mountains and a valley in the center. Give you a nice close-up of that so you can see that. And then you're going to take your pipe cleaner, wrap it around the center of your bow twice, and then grab the tails and twist in the back. That's going to give us a nice tight center, and our loops are going to stay in place for us. Trim off your tail, we don't need that, and then we are going to start fluffing up some of those loops. Once we're done with that, grab your hot glue gun. I always get questions about what is my favorite hot glue gun. SureBonder glue guns are my absolute favorite. They do not drip. I have several different ones and I will link all of them down below, but this one here is my absolute favorite. I love the bigger size glue gun sticks now, and this one accommodates those. And it is high temp, so it's great for bows like this. I just hot glued the ribbon and the bow directly to the sign, cut apart the greenery from Dollar Tree, use my hot glue again to tuck those in underneath the bow, and that is the front of our front door wreath now. We are going to go ahead and add that jute that we took off in the very first start of this project. We're going to reuse that and repurpose that and add it to the back side of our sign, hot gluing down those tails. I also like to reinforce with tape. Duct tape here is a better option though, because this tape doesn't have very much longevity in it. But it works if you're going to do it, use this for inside. If you're going to use it for your front door, grab out some duct tape, some stronger tape. And then you just hang it right on your front door. How stinking cute is that? It is so easy, affordable, all Dollar Tree items minus the vinyl decal, but you guys get creative. You can probably find a sticker at Dollar Tree that would work for this too. And you could even add this to the center of one of your wreaths that you already have, like this magnolia wreath. So I just tucked it in there. You probably could secure this in there a little bit better, center it a little bit better than I did. It looks really pretty on a greenery wreath to just give it a little message and style. The willow wreaths at Dollar Tree are great too, and I'm going to turn this one into a nice centerpiece. So here's my wreath from Dollar Tree. Here's a white plate from Dollar Tree. We're just going to set this right on top. If you want to hot glue it, you absolutely can. I didn't. I like to take my items apart and reuse them for other projects. So it's up to you if you want yours permanent or not. We also have a piece of round styrofoam, also from Dollar Tree, hot gluing that onto my plate. Sort of in the back side though, I kind of wanted mine to have an offset look. Taking more hot glue here, adding it to the top of the styrofoam, and taking some green moss, sticking that right down into the hot glue. We're also going to take our hot glue and we are going to go around the sides of the plate so we can cover up more of our plate with that green moss. My green moss is from the craft store, but you can find it at Dollar Tree too. These tulips are so cute. It's another Dollar Tree DIY that I did. I will link that video down in the description box if you want to check it out. Reusing them for this project. taking the little dowel rods that are at the bottom of these tulips and sticking them down into the styrofoam to hold them in place. So we are looking pretty good already, but I have another extra special little element we're gonna add in there. It is a terracotta pot, also from Dollar Tree. We're gonna stick this into a bag very carefully. We're gonna take a hammer and just hit it one good blow to it and kind of bust it up. Now this busted a little bit more than I was expecting, but no problem. We're gonna use our hot glue again here to kind of put this back together. I just wanted a bottom, a side, and the very bottom of this pot to kind of sit in the front of these tulips. Hot glued that to the moss. Then we're going to take some Dollar Tree Spanish moss, make a little birdie nest with it, just kind of rolling it together, making a little hole or an indent in the center, and then hot gluing that little nest into the pot. I did grab some of these little bird eggs from the craft store and hot glue that into the middle of my nest too. Can you imagine this with a cute little bunny for springtime or a bird for springtime? You could change the flowers out for the different seasons if you wanted to and give this a totally different look. Very cute to make for a centerpiece or an addition to a party. But I also had this really cute tray that I made it in another Dollar Tree DIY video. Yes, this tray is Dollar Tree too, and I can link that video down below for you as well if you want to see it. I also sat this on top of that just to kind of give it a raised look. So cute for a party, like I said, or a kitchen or a centerpiece in a dining room added to a hutch. You get creative. This turned out so cute though. Oh my goodness, if you can find these beaded wreaths at Dollar Tree, grab them. You are literally not going to find them cheaper anywhere else. We're going to use this in combination with a round sign from Dollar Tree. You can get these year-round just with different prints on the front. Doesn't matter what it is because we're going to flip it over to the back side and we are going to use the back of this to create a tray. Again, with the spackle, we always fill those holes in. So I'm just adding some to the hole, getting off any of the excess, and we're going to let that dry. And once it's dry, we're going to paint this tray to have a sort of faux wood look. So we're going to be using this acrylic paint in the color Burnt Umber to get our faux wood look. I like this paint because it's not super dark, and so you can get sort of a layering effect. We're going over it with our first coat sort of lightly. We want some of the lighter colors from the wood round underneath it showing through, coming in with some darker strokes to give us some texture and give you that kind of wood look. And even though it's not wood, that's kind of the cool effect here. Now we're going to be using these wood beads. These are a little bit different though. They are cut in half. They don't have holes in them. We're going to use those on the bottom of this tray to give it some feet. Using our hot glue here to just press those onto the bottom. 4 of them is plenty here, and just sort of evenly spacing those out. Then we're going to flip this back over and in comes our beaded wreath here. So this is just going to be a decorative edge to our tray. It helps to just kind of center the wood wreath or the beaded wreath on the tray here, and then roll a bead into some hot glue one at a time. Otherwise the beads kind of just spun every which direction and then it's going to be a mess. So one bead at a time is the best way to do this. Just adding the hot glue, roll the bead onto the tray and it'll stay. Now to add our handles. So the wood bead wreath kind of had a metal connector piece, so I did use the handles to help cover that up. I marked where the holes needed to go on the tray and then drilled the holes out, and then we are going to do that on both sides, creating 4 holes total, so we have 2 handles to add to our tray. Now your handles should come with the screws, but you may need to get shorter ones because these were a little bit too long, so I ended up just gluing these on in the end just so they would stay nice and flat for me. And then that was all there was to creating this really pretty tray with a lot of style. So this looks really, really pretty in our family room on our little console table. I added a candle to the top of this, lit it, and it just gave it a really pretty ambiance to the room and just a really nice, pretty style. I love the beads on this. It just kind of adds to the style of it and gives it some character and personality and a really upscale kind of modern farmhouse vibe. As I said before, I'll have all the supplies I used in today's video linked down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to head over, check out that wreath hacks video to see even more DIYs with those foam wreaths. Let me know which one of these projects was your favorite down in the comments below. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe and come back for the next DIY Dollar Tree video. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.